Technology has been the one constant being the part of this, all these tech-enabled disruptions. So when we talk about constructive disruptions, one area where technology can definitely play a big role is bringing the efficiency and transparency. So I work for the Express arm of the Mahindra Logistics, and in Express, you end up handling millions of shipments in a day. Now, when you are working at such a large scale, how you bring transparency at every single step and also make your operations efficient. So I would share certain use cases where we deploy technology to efficiently manage the operations as well as to provide transparency to our users or to our customers. So definitely, I think when you are talking about logistics, you want to provide tracking to your users, tracking to your customers. I should, at any point of time, know where my shipment is, when it is coming to me. Are there any hurdles into the delivery? In our ecosystem, every shipment is digitally tracked, which means no single movement is possible without the technical movement or digital movement. So we use GPS sensors, we use SIM-based tracking, and we then accumulate all this data and convert it into meaningful insights. So definitely tracking is one of the areas where we have developed advanced technical solutions to provide transparency to our customers. Then we come with a promise of on time and every time. Now in traditional models, there is always a control tower which works on top of every shipment, that whether it is being delayed, whether it is on time, if there is any priority shipment which I need to work upon. We have deployed technology to solve this problem. So rather than having, let's say, a central manual control tower, we have deployed a distributed technical control tower. So for every shipment, we have categorized it into different priority areas. Let's say call them green. A green shipment is a shipment which is on time. Then there is an orange, let's say a shipment which is likely to be delayed. And then there is a red shipment which has already been delayed. So my algorithm keeps track of all these different categories of the shipments. In real time, they prioritize the consignments based on their different categories. Then talking about efficiency, so in express logistics, there is a vehicle, let's say there is a truck, and I want to plan the consignments or plan the shipments into this vehicle. I need to maximize its efficiency in order to achieve the best possible profit out of it and minimize my costs as well. So we have developed the auto plan algorithm which takes care of the vehicle's capacity, vehicle's weight and volume, and at the same time it takes care of the customer's promised delivery rate. So my algorithm maximizes for the available capacity, at the same time ensures that I meet the commitments made to the customers. Then I think Mohit talked about predictive models. So in every industry there is a sales plan and then there is actual plan which works. So we have developed a network design tool which works onto the sales plan and then how my actual network of the trucks should look like. So let's say I have my sales plan ready, advanced in a day, and then I would use this sales plan as an input and then as an output based on my historical data. I should be efficiently predict how much capacity I need to run at different lanes. So these are different use cases where I have deployed technology to meet efficiency as well as to bring transparency into my operations. So definitely I think Mohit touched upon how we can have an inclusive team environment within the organization. I think as a general perspective, we look at startups to bring innovation and think that, or let's say old or traditional organizations, we wait that someone would bring that change. But if we want to be part of these disruptions in a constructive manner, if we want to be pioneer of these disruptions, we would have to include this innovation into our DNA as an organization. So citing an example from Mahindra Logistics, we have a program called Catapult. Catapult is a first in industry only for logistics incubator program. It is a 3-month program where we nourish the talents from the industry. We allow them to build POCs and then groom them to bring those POCs into the industry-ready solutions. So this way, we include the startup DNA within the, let's say, a mature organization. But this should not be limited to just a program only. In our day-to-day thinking as well, when we design the products, let's say software products or in general any technical products, we keep in mind how we make them more inclusive, how we build for all, how we keep the designs as simple as possible. Let's say in our apps, we have included multilingual support so that it could reach to any linguistic area. Similarly, let's say for people who cannot hear, so we have audio guided actions where if you are not able to read, you can just follow the audio instructions and perform the actions. So while I think two key takeaways from my summary here would be that one thing is that you need to be inclusive in terms of bringing innovation into your day-to-day operations, and the other one would be when you are designing solutions built for all to work, there needs to be a learning model, and that learning model is essentially being driven by human intervention only. So while current AI has capabilities to generate code, but it can generate code only based on the human inputs. It still doesn't have capability, or I do not see a future capability where it can auto-generate, let's say, program for its own needs. Ultimately, it is going to be work based on the learning models, and those learning models are going to be developed by the humans. Now, the technology would be as good as we develop it for the use cases we develop for, the use cases we envision for. I do not see a distant possibility where these learning models may evolve by themselves for the capabilities which we may not have thought of.